Paramount is kind of in the news a lot right now because of their mission, their quest, if you will, to take over Warner Brothers. But lest you forget, they just recently went through another merger when Skydance bought Paramount. And one of the things that we know is that when two companies merge, there are going to be job losses. Duplicate roles, redundancies happen, that sort of thing. And according to Deadline here, as of today, starting today, Paramount is cutting roughly 1,000 workers to be followed up in the coming weeks by another 1,000 workers in a move that they say will reduce their overall staffing by about 10%. Now, again, this is not a surprise. If you have a head of facilities and the other guy has a head of facilities, you don't need two heads of facilities. I heard it described this way once. If you are dating a girl and you both have somebody who kind of comes and does your yard work for you, well, if the two of you get married and move into one house, you're not going to keep them both, but one's going to have to go. And that's an unfortunate part about corporate mergers and all that kind of stuff. So look, I get it. This is not unexpected. They did say a couple of months ago after the Skydance and Paramount merger happened that there would be some layoffs. On top of all that, David Ellison was saying they're also just cutting some positions that are involved in areas that Paramount just no longer wants to be in the business of. They didn't get really specific about what those areas are, but I can imagine what a couple of them are.
Star Trek. Oh, wait.
No,
I'm kidding. Joke. That was a joke. It was a joke.
Don't think that'll be it, but...
Have they really been in Star Trek anyway?
That's a good question.
Here's the thing. If about 1,000 people, or when it's said and done, 2,000 people are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
On a merger on the scale of Skydance and Paramount, how many people are going to lose their jobs when two companies on the scale of the new Paramount and Warner Brothers merge? That's probably going to end up being a lot as well. And, it just, again, on the one hand, I get it. If there's a role there that you don't need anymore, you don't just keep having an employee there if it's for something that you don't need. I get it. But it is part of the unfortunate and sucky reality that now as of today, there's 1,000 people today who are living out their dreams working in the movie business. And by the end of the day, they're not. And that really sucks. Although, again, as I said, not completely unexpected. Rob, we got the news now. As of today, Paramount starts their Skydance Paramount post-merger layoffs. What's your take on it? And how big are we looking at job losses being if, like, say, Paramount and Warner Brothers merge? What do you think?
Well, I think you said it pretty eloquently. When mergers happen, acquisitions happen, there's redundancy that needs to be eliminated. I mean, that's just academic. And it's unfortunate. They did say that these are, Paramount's got a lot of tentacles out there. So, there's a lot of places where there's going to be a lot of cuts. It's unfortunate, but it's just, that's what happens. Yeah,
we saw the same thing happen, by the way, like when Disney took over 20th Century, amidst all the hoopla and the wow, Marvel's getting the X-Men back. There was a lot of job losses too because of those redundancies.
And they had there's a lot of things in that redundancy that still haven't gone back up. Like 20th Century Studios, I know you're not a big fan of physical media, but their physical media output went to zero for years. And it wasn't until they were able to get the James Cameron films out that they really started back up. And now we're getting, because their library needs to be upgraded to 4K anyway. So now we're just seeing that come back. But in terms, it's going to be really interesting to see. I think obviously there's going to be some loss with the Warner Brothers if Warner Brothers completely gets acquired. But if they keep them as two separate companies, they're asking, maybe even David Zaslav would stay on, but Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca, they would be separate entities with a corporate overlord.
Right.
So Warner Brothers, they already suffered a merger with AT&T. Then they suffered another merger with Discovery.
But at least the AT&T one wasn't another entertainment company where there was going to be a lot of overlap or redundancy.
Right. And I think that Warner Brothers is probably, they've already suffered rounds of this. So I don't know if there's any more. There's always people you can cut, but they've combined so many of their businesses. They combined I mean, theatrical marketing oversees things that they didn't oversee before. And so we'll see what happens. But I don't know if the Warner Brothers Skydance merger, I'd have to see more of how that's going to play out when it plays out to see what they're going to do. But I don't know if it's going to be as drastic, only because Warner Brothers has had to go through they had to have gone through mergers before, like you pointed out with Discovery. So they've already lost a lot of their employees. I don't know if they would lose more, but it depends how they really want to keep. It really depends on how they're going to operate Warner Brothers.
I don't know if Warner Brothers had a net loss of employees when they did the Discovery merger, because like if Warner Brothers had, I'm just going to make up a number, 10,000 employees.
Yeah.
And then Discovery had 5,000 employees and they merged them together, they probably still ended up with more than the 10,000 employees that Warner Brothers started off with.
Right.
In all things. Now, it also should be pointed out here that this is not just a Paramount thing. If Apple acquires Warner Brothers, you're going to see layoffs.
Yeah, of course.
If Amazon acquires Warner Brothers, which, by the way, Amazon announced yesterday they're laying off 30,000 people. That's not 30,000 people from the Amazon video side, but I'm sure some of those people getting laid off were probably in the Amazon video side as well.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon, I don't know if you've noticed, but the last year their deliveries have really gone down in quality. And in terms of getting things, sometimes stuff doesn't show up. We had an Amazon delivery where they literally just delivered a bunch of furniture into the middle of the street. They didn't even come to our house. And so Amazon, I don't know what's going on over there, man, but
mine's been pretty, I got to admit, when we first moved into the house, when we first got the house, when we were doing the house renovations, we ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon. Like we got a lot of it from Home Depot and whatever, but we got a bunch of stuff from Amazon. One of the things, you know how on our bedroom door, we have that sliding barn door as our bedroom door? I love that thing.
Yeah.
It didn't show up. There was a lot of things that did, but that did not show up. And I got to say, my customer experience with Amazon was actually pretty good. I got them on the phone. I said, hey, all these things on my order came, but this sliding door did not show up. And it was like $1,000 door.
Yeah.
So they were like, so sorry about that. We're going to ship out another one right away. So they shipped it out and it arrived the next day. And as we were getting ready to unbox it, we found the original one that did get delivered. They did deliver it. It's just one of the contractors put it under something. And so me being Canadian, I have to call Amazon and tell them that my mistake, right?
Right.
And I'm like, hey, listen, so sorry. You sent us this thing. And it's like the door is big. It's a big thing. You sent us this thing and it turns out you did deliver the original one. And I felt so bad. Everybody's looking at me like I'm an idiot. Why are you telling Amazon that? Who cares? I'm like, it's the Canadian in me. So I call Amazon. I tell them we made this mistake. And they just said, don't worry about it. So I ended up with a second door. Sorry, I just totally took us down a completely meaningless rabbit hole.
No, but I would say I loved Amazon. I think the change has happened in the last 6 months, only in 2025. Their deliveries have been seriously curtailed, at least where we're at, which is strange.
Well, again, 30,000 jobs there, 1,000 jobs from Paramount today. Another 1,000 jobs are coming in the next coming weeks. And then whatever it's going to be when Warner Brothers gets it. Again, listen, two things can be true. One, I understand.
Yeah.
And two, it really sucks.
It sucks.
It really sucks. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about that? As of today, Paramount laying off 1,000 people as a result of the Skydance merger, 1,000 more to come, and then more if the Warner Brothers merger ever happens. Whatever you guys think about all this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.